Let's begin the conversation about limits. This notation says, what y value does f of x approach as x approaches c? That y value is L, which is the answer to the limit. For example, suppose that our function is y equals x squared. Let's consider the limit as x goes to 2 of x squared. And I ask for that answer to this limit. What I'm asking is, as x gets close to 2, so let's go right here in this area on the graph. As x gets close to 2, x is getting close to 2, what happens to the y values? So we would come up here and look at the y values, and 2 squared is 4. So it looks like our y values are getting close to the number 4 as long as x is getting close to 2. That's an example of how limits work. You're getting close to the c value, right? X gets close to the c value, and you're being asked, what do the y values do? Are they getting close to a certain number? X approaches 2 from both sides of 2. It approaches from the right and from the left. Notice that when I put a plus sign right here, I'm saying it's approaching from the right. That's what the plus sign is for in the corner of 2. Likewise, we approach 2 from the left, and we write the limit as x goes to 2, and then I put a little negative mark of x squared equals 4, and the negative indicates that we're approaching 2, but from the left. This is the graph of some function, f of x. Let's put these ideas together as far as limits go. Let's look at problem number A. It says the limit as x goes to 1 from the right of f of x. We're asked, what does that equal? Let's approach 1 from the right. So on the right side of 1, we would come in on the graph. On the right side, what are the values of y when we have x getting close to 1 on the right? Well, it looks like we're getting close to the number 2 as far as y values go. As we approach 1 from the right, our value is 2. Let's look at from the left. Let's then ride the graph on the left going towards 1 on the left, and we have our values that are close to 2. So now we have a follow-up question that says, what overall then, we've already answered A and B from the right and from the left, overall, the limit as x goes to 1 of f of x. Well, they agree. These two agree in value. So if the approach from the right matches the approach from the left, then we overall can say that the limit exists and the value is 2. But do note that the approach from the left and the approach from the right must agree. And in this particular case, they do agree, so we have a value of the limit overall. Let's move on to the next question, which asks, what is the value of f of 1? Well, the value of f of 1 is actually, all about this point right here. This point is 1, 1.5. So the value of f of 1 is just asking what is the y value when x is 1. And so that answer is 1.5. All right, now moving on to this next question about what is the limit as x goes to 2 from the right, what's the value of the limit as x goes to 2 from the left, and then overall do we have a value as x goes to 2 of the function. So let's look at our situation here. Let's go up to the graph. Well, notice that they are agreeing from the left and the right. If I go from the left and if I go from the right, we are zeroing in on the y value of 4. So when I go to answer this question, if I come in from the right, it's 4. If I come in from the left, it's 4. And so since these two agree, what we have is an overall limit which agrees, and that equals 4. And then a follow-up question, what is f of 2? And we have a point on the graph, 2, 4. When x equals 2, then y equals 4. Let's put that answer in right there. Let's go on to 3. Let's approach 3 from the right. So on the graph, let's go in towards 3 from the right, which means I am approaching the number 1 when I'm moving in from the right. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to answer that as the value is 1. Now let's look at our approach as we go in towards 3 from the left. But that would mean I would be coming in this direction on the graph. What are the y values as we approach 3 from the left? Well, we would come back over here and it looks like it's like 2.5. So I will come down here and call that 2.5. These two don't agree. They're not agreeing with each other. So, follow-up question about what is the limit as x goes to 3 of f of x? This is called does not exist. The limit from the left and the limit from the right do not agree with each other. We got a 2.5 and a 1. They don't agree with each other, so overall what we say is the limit does not exist. Following up the question, what is the value of f of 3? This is just saying what is the value of y when x is 3. This is a solid dot right here. I just kind of made it a little bit more solid, but that was a solid dot, and so at 3, the value of the function is 2.5. So we'll fill that in, it's 2.5. Now for the questions about 4, as x goes to 4. We're looking at this one right here. So let's go towards 4 on either side. And it looks like they are in agreement. It's something just below 1. I'm going to call it 0.8. And from the left and the right, so come in from the right, I'm going to say it's 0.8, and from the left, 0.8. So since, again, we have agreement, overall we have 0.8, and the value of f of 4 itself is 0.8. Okay, I hope this helps you understand the limits as x approaches a finite number c. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more great math videos.